Good morning everyone. I am Sivaram Krishna, chemistry lecturer. I have 12 years experience in teaching chemistry. I am from Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh. Today I would like to discuss one of the important topic in equilibrium concept, that is Le Chatelier's principle. Le Chatelier's principle. For any chemical reaction, the starting materials are called reactants. The starting materials are called reactants. From that reactants, we will get a product. We will get a product. If you think economically, we want more product with less effort. We want more product with less effort. Then only we will get profits. Then only we will get profits. So, this principle tells about the favorable conditions for a chemical reaction to get good yields, good amount of product. So, this principle tells, Le Chatelier's principle tells about the favorable conditions for a chemical reaction. Okay. So, this principle says if a chemical reaction is at equilibrium, if you change temperature, pressure or concentration, the equilibrium shifted towards the direction such that the change is reduced or nullified. So, we can compare this equilibrium with a spring. Okay, with a spring. If you compress the spring, and leave the spring, then the spring comes back to its original equilibrium position. So, it opposes the change, and it acts against the change. In such a way, the equilibrium also opposes the change and acts against the change. And another equilibrium, to get new equilibrium, it acts against the change. Okay. Now, one by one, we will discuss about the factors that changes the direction of the equilibrium position. First one, concentration. Okay. Consider a reaction. Okay, consider this reaction. If you write the equilibrium constant for this reaction Kc, equilibrium constant, Kc is equal to concentration of C whole power C, product of product concentration by product of reactant concentration, whose terms rise to their whose powers rise to their coefficients. A power A and B power B. Okay. Now, if reactant concentration increases, then the denominator value increases. Reactant concentration increases, that means AB concentration increases, denominator value increases. But the Kc is constant value. Kc is constant for a given reaction at a particular temperature. Kc is constant, denominator increases. So, to compensate, we have to increase the numerator. That means concentration of C and D will increase. If concentration of C and D increases, the reaction is in a forward direction. That means the reactant concentration increases, the reaction always in a forward direction. Okay. If you increase the concentration of the products, then numerator value increases. To compensate, we have to increase the denominator value. That means A and B concentrations are increased. That means the reaction is in a backward direction. So, concentration of the products increases, the reaction is in a backward direction. Okay. Simply, if you increase the concentration of the reactants, the equilibrium work is opposes the change. That means it has to decrease the concentration of the reactants. So, it goes to product size. In the same way, product concentration increases, it goes to reactant side. Okay. So if the reaction always in forward direction, we want the reaction always in forward direction, then we have to remove the formed product time to time. Time to time, if you remove the formed product, then the reaction always in forward direction. So this is the effect of concentration. Now, effect of pressure. Now, effect of pressure. Effect of pressure. So, in this case 1, delta n less than 0, delta n less than 0. Consider a reaction N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. So initially the concentrations are here 1, here 3, here 0. Consider X is a degree of dissociation. X is equal to degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation means amount of substance reacted by total amount. Amount of substance reacted by total substance. That means the fraction amount of substance reacted from original substance. Fraction amount of substance reacted from original substance. If X is the degree of dissociation, at equilibrium, at time t, at some time, the reaction reached the equilibrium. X amount of substance reacted. Then the remaining concentration is here number 1 minus X, here 3 minus 3X, here 2X. This is the number of moles at equilibrium. If the volume of the vessel is V, if you divided with number of moles by V, then it will be its concentration. Number of moles per volume is called its concentration. Now if you write equilibrium constant Kc for this reaction, here 2x by V whole square by 1 minus x by V into 3 minus 3x. We can write 3 into 1 minus x here, 3 into 1 minus x by V whole cube. Okay. So 2x square, that means 4x square by V square into V cube. So V power 4 by 1 minus x whole cube. That means 1 minus x whole power 4 into 3 cube. Here V square, V power 4. So we can write here V square. Okay. This is the equilibrium constant value. Now, if you increase the pressure here, what will happen? If you increase the pressure, then the volume will decrease. So if volume decreases and Kc value is constant, to compensate, X value should increase. That means degree of dissociation should increase. If X increases, the reaction is in a forward direction. For this reaction, if you increase pressure, the reaction is in a forward direction. Okay, forward direction. If you decrease pressure, the reaction is in a backward direction. Okay. Now, delta n greater than 0. That is case 2. Now case 2, delta n greater than 0. Consider another reaction. PCl5 dissociates into PCl3 plus Cl2. Okay. At equilibrium, initially 1, 0, 0. At equilibrium, degree of dissociation is also x. Here 1 minus x, x, x. Volume of the vessel is V divided with V. Then we will get the concentration. These are the equilibrium concentrations. Number of moles per volume, equilibrium concentration. Now if you write Kc value here is equal to x by V into x by V by 1 minus x by V. Now x square by V square into V by 1 minus x. Here V and V cancel. Square will cancel. X square by V into 1 minus x. Okay. This is the Kc value for this reaction. Now, for this reaction, delta N is greater than 0. Here, once you see delta N means number of gaseous products minus number of gaseous reactants. Number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. Here all these gases, so number of gaseous moles of products are 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1, greater than 0. Okay. Now for this reaction, if you increase the pressure, what will happen? If you increase the pressure, the volume term is in denominator. This volume will decrease. The volume will decrease. Okay. To compensate this, we have to decrease the x value. The x value means again degree of dissociation. X value decreases. X value decreases means if the reaction is backward direction. X value increases means the reaction in forward direction. X value decreases means the reaction in backward direction. So for this reaction, if you increase the pressure, the reaction in backward direction. That means pressure is not favorable condition for this reaction. Okay. Now case 3, delta N is equal to 0. Case 3, delta N is equal to 0. Another reaction, H2 plus I2 gives rise to 2HI. Here delta N is equal to 2 minus 2. 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. Here initially 1, 1, 0. At equilibrium 1 minus x, here 2x. Volume of the vessel again V, 1 minus x by V, 1 minus x by V, 2x by V. Now Kc value is equal to 2x by V whole square by 1 minus x by V into 1 minus x by V. Now 2x square means 4x square by V square into V square by 1 minus x whole square. This V square will cancel. So there is no volume term in this equation. Okay, Kc is equal to 4x square by 1 minus x whole square. There is no volume term. So there is no effect of pressure. If delta N is equal to 0, there is no effect of pressure. Okay. Okay. Now we discuss the effect of addition of inert gas. Effect of addition of inert gas. addition of inert gas. Again consider a reaction AA plus BB CC plus DD. For this reaction, this is a gaseous reaction. We have to write Kp value. We have to write Kp value. That is equal to partial pressure of C whole power C into partial pressure of D whole power D by partial pressure of A whole power A, partial pressure of B whole power B. Okay. We are expressing in terms of partial pressure instead of concentrations. Okay. This is partial pressure of C. Partial pressure we can write number of moles by total number of moles. Okay. Partial pressure we can write mole fraction of that component into total pressure. Okay. Consider Na, Nb, Nc and Nd. These are the number of moles of A, B, C and D. And Nt is the total number of moles. Nt is the total number of moles. So, mole fraction of this component into total pressure. So, we can write number of moles of C by total number of moles into total pressure whole power C. This also we can write number of moles of D by total number of moles of D into total pressure whole power D by number of moles of A by total number of moles into total pressure whole power A. Number of moles of B by total number of moles. Number of moles by total number of moles is called mole fraction into total pressure whole power B. So, now you can write number of moles of C into number of moles of D by number of moles of A into number of moles of B. Here Pt by Nt. Pt means total pressure, Nt means total number of moles whole power delta N. Whole power delta N. Here delta N means delta N is equal to C plus D minus A plus B. C plus B D minus A plus B. That is equal to C plus D minus A plus B. Okay. Number of gaseous, number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. Okay. Now we discuss if you add inert gas at constant volume. Okay. Remember this equation. This is Kp. Okay. Number of moles of D. Okay. Addition of inert gas at constant volume. Addition of inert gas at constant volume. If you add inert gas at constant volume, that means closed vessel, in a closed vessel, number of moles, total number of moles increases, but number of moles of A, B, C, D are same. Total number of moles are increases. To compensate, total pressure increases. Okay, to compensate, total pressure increases. So there is an effect of position of equilibrium here. Okay, because it's a closed vessel. Okay, so there is an effect of addition of inert gas at constant volume. At constant volume. At constant pressure, if you add inert gas at constant pressure, that means in open vessel at constant pressure. At constant pressure. Case 1, delta N is equal to 0. Delta N is equal to 0. Here delta N is equal to 0. So there is no effect of addition of inert gas. There is no effect of addition of inert gas. If delta N greater than 0, delta N greater than 0, what will happen? If delta N greater than 0, this term Pt by Nt. Okay, if you add inert gas, this total number of moles increases. So denominator increases. To compensate, we have to increase the numerator. C and D will increase. C and D will increase. That means the reaction is in forward direction. Delta n greater than 0. Okay, delta n greater than 0. Total number of moles will increase. To compensate, we have to increase the CD value, number of moles of C and number of moles of D. So the reaction is in a forward direction. The reaction is in a forward direction. Example, PCl5 gives rise to PCl3 plus Cl2. Okay. If delta n less than 0, example, N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. Okay, delta n less than 0. Then what will happen? This will reverse. This power delta n is negative, no? So this term will reverse. That means NT by PT. So total number of moles increases. So numerator increases. To compensate this, we have to increase the denominator. That means AB concentrations are increased. That means reactant concentrations are increased. So the reaction is in a backward direction. Okay. Delta n is equal to 0, no effect. Delta n greater than 0, the reaction in forward direction. Delta n less than 0, the reaction is in backward direction. Okay. Now you see effect of temperature. Now effect of temperature. Okay. Log, if you write want of equation, log Kp2 by Kp1 is equal to, log Kp2 by Kp1 is equal to delta H0 by 2.303 into R T2 minus T1 by T1 T2. Here Kp1 Kp2 are Kp1 is the equilibrium constant at temperature T1. Kp2 is the equilibrium constant at temperature T2. Now for exothermic reaction, if you see exothermic, the reaction is exothermic. So delta H value is negative. This value will negative. So total this term is T2 minus T1 is always positive because we are increasing temperature. Okay. Delta H is negative for exothermic reaction. This term will negative. So Kp2 less than Kp1. That means the reaction is in backward direction. That means for exothermic reaction, temperature increases is not favorable. Okay. For exothermic reaction, low temperature is favorable. See, for endothermic reaction, delta H is equal to positive. So this value positive, total this value positive, then Kp2 is greater than Kp1. The reaction is in a forward direction. Now for endothermic reactions, high temperature is favorable. Okay. Now I want to summarize all these points. First, concentration. This concentration, if you increase the reactant concentration, the equilibrium shifted forward direction, product concentration increases backward direction. Okay. Second one, pressure. Delta n is equal to 0, there is no effect of pressure for that reaction. Delta n not equal to 0, then the equilibrium shifted towards less number of moles side, less number of moles side, less number of moles side. Third one, addition of inert gas, addition of inert gas. Addition of inert gas at constant volume there is no effect. At constant pressure, the equilibrium shifted towards more number of moles side, more number of moles side. Next, fourth one, temperature. Exothermic reactions, low temperatures are favorable. Endothermic reactions, high temperatures are favorable. Okay. Finally, catalyst means catalyst doesn't affect the position of the equilibrium. It speed up the attainment of the equilibrium. It speed up both directions, forward direction and backward direction. The attainment of equilibrium is fast we are using this catalyst. Okay. This is about Le Chatelier principle.